Hello, it's Kevin DaSilva here, Douglas Elliman. Today, we're going to discuss getting ready for your next move in 2020. Now, I know the year just started, and you're probably still hungover from the holidays. In fact, you don't even want to think about the rest of the year. But before you know it, it's going to be Labor Day, and right after that, Halloween, and the year's almost gone. So before we miss the opportunity to capitalize on where the market's at, let's talk about 3 different opportunities that are available for you in getting ready for your next home move. Let's talk about the first scenario, the first-time home buyer. You're probably renting right now. You're not happy with paying this monthly rent, and you're not seeing anything for it. You're ready to buy. You know you're going to be here in Los Angeles for the extended period of time, or maybe you're going to move somewhere else, but you already know where you want to go. Now, you might be in a lease, or you might be living at home. I don't know. Now, if you're in a lease, you have to start your search at least 6 months prior to your lease being up. The last thing you want is to be in a situation where you end up having to renew the lease and sign on for another year of paying somebody else's mortgage. Now, here are some loan programs that are available for you, because I know it can be difficult to save up to buy. You know, it seems like a huge task to save up 20% to buy your next home or your first home. Well, good news for you. This year, they've raised the conforming loan limits to $750,000 for all of Los Angeles. Now, what does that mean? I can get you a loan for 0% down with some credits towards your closing costs if you qualify, up to $750,000 purchase price. Or you can do 3.5% down, or 5% down, or 10% down. Before you know it, you can afford an $800,000 property for $40,000 down. Now, if you don't have the $40,000 and all you have is closing costs, well, that's good news. You can still do 0% down up to $750,000. And I know a lot of areas that you can buy some really nice homes for $750,000. Let's talk about scenario number 2. You've outgrown your space, or you've outgrown your neighborhood. You probably bought a few years ago, so you have a lot of built-in equity in your home. I have great news for you. 1, you're going to be able to capitalize on the one-time primary residence exemption that you get to exercise every 2 years if you've lived in the property for the last 2 of 5 years. What does that mean? If you're single, you have a $250,000 tax exemption on capital gains. So if you bought it $500,000 and your place is now worth $750,000, you don't have to pay the taxes to the IRS for that difference. If you're married, even better, you're exempt up to $500,000. If you bought 10 years ago for $500,000, your place is worth $1 million, guess what? Once again, you're exempt on that capital gains. That's just the tax exemption. Let me tell you a little secret here. Putting your home on the market and getting top dollar isn't just about great photos and great marketing. It's about the entire presentation. There are some really great tips that I know that help my clients make more money in the sale of their home at a very small cost. And the great thing is, the investment ends up paying you handsomely in 2 ways. 1, you get more money, and 2, your home sells quicker. What better scenario could you ask for? Your home's in escrow, and you're able to go shop for your next home. Let's talk about the third scenario. Your space has actually outgrown you. Maybe your area has outgrown you. You have so much equity in your home, you don't know what to do with it, but you're afraid to pay higher property taxes. Maybe your kids have moved out. Maybe you have college bills to pay for. What are you going to do? The good news is, if you're over the age of 55, you have a one-time carryover of your property taxes from the sale of your home to the next home in select counties in the state of California. That means your property tax basis that you have right now in your current home, let's say you bought it 30 years ago and you're paying really low property taxes, As long as your next home is of equal or lesser value, you can actually carry your property taxes to your next home. And the same thing applies though. You want to make sure you get all the money you can. You've owned this home for a long time. You deserve it. What I say is you got to really make sure that your home is presented in the best possible light so that you get the most money. Because you only have one shot at this. If you get it wrong, the market could pass you by, or you might not get the amount of money you want. So reach out to us. We help clients all the time when they're thinking about selling their home, and strategies that help maximize the amount of money they walk away with in their pocket and getting top dollar. And if you're thinking about buying, there are a lot of steps that go in the process. If March or April rolls around and you're still thinking about it, but you haven't taken any action, the year will pass you by before you know it. Once again, it's Kevin DaSilva here, and this was the DaSilva Daily. We'll catch you next time.